If there is one thing that can definitely make your viewers and audience click away from your video, is shaky footage that looks unprofessional and amateur. With the Pocket 3, you're gonna get very smooth footage because you get an integrated 3-axis gimbal. If you then expose correctly and apply what you have learned about framing, composition, lighting, and so on, your vlogs and videos are gonna look extremely professional, which in turn will keep your audience wanting more from you because they feel you know what you're doing and they can trust you. For vlogging, one thing that is really important is to have a wide range of lenses and focal lengths to play with. And I admit it, for quick vlogs around the house, filming your day around the family, the house, anything informal and improvised, the 20mm will probably be just fine. But if you plan it a little bit more or travel to a specific location, you want to show where you are, where you travel to. You want to show more of what's around you. And for that, I recommend the 15mm lens because your audience is gonna see so much more in the frame. If you walk and talk, I found that using a battery adapter and also adding some long gimbal feet, definitely longer than the ones that come with the Pocket 3, helps a lot in giving me an extra wider field of view. One of the things that I also use is a selfie stick because it allows me to mount the Pocket 3 on and extend it out and gives me a much wider field of view. And you don't really need to extend it too far, just a bit so that more of what's around you gets in the frame. If I then add a 15mm to the Pocket 3 on a selfie stick, now you're getting an even better image quality because first, I get a wider field of view, and secondly, it makes me look slimmer, which it helps if you have a few extra kilos, but also because the wider field of view reduces the amount of blurred background behind me, and the viewer gets to see more of what's behind. And again, this is a very personal choice, and a lot of the times, I just use the selfie stick on a 20mm lens, and that also looks amazing, but I like to have different options depending on what it is that I'm filming. And this is just one of over 70 lessons that you can find in my DJI Beginner to Pro course. And I teach you in just 14 days everything that you need to know to create stunning and professional looking videos. And I know that it might sound too good to be true, but if you follow my program, in less than 2 weeks, you're gonna be creating amazing looking videos for your YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or any social media platform or general content creation. And the best part is that the course costs less than that gym membership you never use. So if this is something interesting to you, I would love to see you inside. Click in the link below and I'll see you around. If I need to do some talking heads to camera, I usually carry with me at the very least a lightweight tripod, but usually I carry two, a DSLR, which is more solid but still lightweight, and a lighter one. And you might ask yourself, why? Because of what I do. Sometimes I need to record myself, recording myself talking to camera. I might be demoing some product or reviewing a product. But if you don't need to do that, a single tripod is gonna do. And one piece of advice that I can give you is to always carry with you a spare base plate for your tripod because they do sometimes get left behind or lost, and it's a real bummer when it happens. And another thing that I always take with me is either some feet for the selfie stick in case that I need to put it down in a place where a tripod is not allowed, or a dedicated larger monopod with wider legs for exactly the same reason. Because there will be times that you might want to have a stable static shot and a tripod is not allowed on the ground. So you just put a selfie stick or a monopod with feet, and hardly anyone is gonna tell you anything because to their eyes and the security monitoring the venue, you're just some crazy tourist that is a bit carried away getting the right shot. The moment you put a tripod on the ground, people will assume professional work and they will ask you to leave. When I do talking heads to camera in a fairly controlled environment, possibly with a Pocket 3 on a tripod, I never use the Pocket 3 at the widest 20mm. I always zoom in at 1.5 or 2 times. I find it much more pleasant to the eye. But this is again personal taste. And if I think that I might be filming myself talking to the camera at any point, even if it's just a remote possibility, I always mic myself up before I leave home, and I carry around the mic hidden in the collar of my shirt for the whole day, even if I end up not using it at all. Because having a microphone on means that I can just flip out the Pocket 3, turn on the DJI wireless mic, and I'm getting really good sound without having to rely on the built-in microphones on the Pocket 3 and possibly spending time in post fixing the audio to make it sound good. If you can think about all of these things ahead, it is going to save you so much time, not just while filming, but also in post-production. Whether you film indoors or outdoors, framing and composition, the right settings, using ND filters, everything applies here to get the best looking shots. But sometimes you just need to get the shot, and you could easily spend half an hour trying to work out the perfect place to film with the perfect background, the perfect lighting conditions, and so on. If you know the rules, you know when you can break them. And I always say, aim for perfection, but don't chase it. If you have a lot going on and you need to get on with your day, just do it. Don't spend 30 minutes looking for the perfect angle. Get something that looks okay, expose correctly, get the audio right, and then roll with it. Getting everything right 100% is impossible. This is why filming a movie sometimes takes so long, because they chase perfection, the perfect lighting, the perfect framing, perfect everything. And to do that, it takes time. Sometimes waiting for the sun to be at the right angle or time of day, and that is just not practical when you do any type of vlogging or creating content for social media. Once you know how to get the best possible images for the Pocket 3, you can then decide where to compromise to get that shot done, when you can spend time getting the shot right, and when you might just have to find a new location to film at. If you move around, trying to keep movement slow and controlled. Don't just record like you're having a nervous breakdown. Also, let the camera breathe. When you frame something, establishing shot, a venue, a bridge, anything really, remember about the 10-second rule, counting your head up to 10 seconds and then move on to the next shot. Because otherwise, it will look great for a couple of seconds, but you won't be able to use it in your edit. And we could be talking on this for hours, but hopefully I've given you enough to get your vlogging to the next level. The problem with trying to learn all of this on YouTube is that it's disorganized. It can get repetitive, and don't get me wrong, it's possible, but it's gonna take a long time to do it. What if I was to tell you that you can cut through all of that and save yourself months and condense everything into just 14 days? That is 2 weeks where you're gonna be creating amazing looking videos for your YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or general content creation. So if this is something interesting to you, I would love to see you inside. Click in the link below and I'll see you around.